Hello everybody. I hope everybody had an amazing week. I had a long week and I'm just really excited that it is finally Friday because I am really excited to start reading chapter 21. Let's see if this is still... Okay, so I'm really excited to start reading chapter 21 because there's a new character, and you did actually meet her for the first time last time. I think it was Wednesday when I read. So I am going to start by reading chapter 21. So that's how excited I am. And I said in the last video that I had a really fun time writing her character. So, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. So I don't know how long this chapter is. There's a lot of pages, so I don't know. We'll just see. Right, Batman? Batman's like sitting right here. Batman? Hi! You want to say hi to everybody? Hey, Batman. Hey, you. Batman. Hi! Okay, so this is chapter 21. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6.5 pages, so. Okay, chapter 21 from The Wish. Okay. They walked towards a house that has rock siding on one side and the other half had white siding. Oh, right here. Okay. There was a white porch with a swing, a few flower plants, and a brick pathway around the house. Olivia smelled the flowers and the fresh cut grass. Gina pulled a key out and unlocked the doorknob. Do your parents know where you are? Yeah, why? I don't want you to get in trouble when you get home. Gina stood to the side and waited. Come in. Olivia walked in and stopped. Beneath both her feet was a stone floor. The rest was hardwood, with a touch of shine where the sun came flowing in. To the left was a seating area with a small TV. There was a big window behind the couch and a computer in the corner of the room on a small white table. Olivia noticed 2 big wooden doors that were halfway closed. A glimpse of the sun shined in through the window just enough to give a hint of what was in there. There were pictures hanging from a swag of rope across the room. Folders and pictures were piled on the table. On the right side of the house was a big, wide living room with a rock fireplace. There was a little oak table that held 3 picture frames. Others sat in a row on a shelf above the table. At the back of the living room I lost my place, sorry. On the right side of the house was a big, wide living room with a rock fireplace. There was a little oak table that held 3 picture frames. Others sat in a row on a shelf above the table. At the back of the living room was a hallway. Wow. From the outside, the house seemed small, but the inside looked huge. Olivia walked over to a single picture by the couch and picked it up. There were 2 young girls in it. One of the girls looked a lot like Gina. The other girl was also pretty and could pass as Gina's twin. The other girl was also pretty and, because they looked so much alike. Maybe they were identical twins. That's my older sister, Izzy. Olivia turned, gripping the picture frame. Gina stood by the 2 wooden doors where Olivia had seen the rope with pictures hanging from it. Where is she? Olivia asked. I haven't spoken to her since high school. Olivia set the picture frame down. She felt sorry for Gina, not speaking to Izzy in quite a while. It would break Olivia's heart if she hadn't spoken to Fern for years. Gina opened the doors and turned on the light. Olivia saw pictures hanging from a rope tied across the room, just like she had seen before. I wonder what the pictures are of. A long table had devices lined up in a row. A door closed, but she didn't move. She was fixated on the devices sitting on the table. Each one was different. Ghost hunting equipment, Gina interrupted. What? Gina smiled, then picked one up and held it out for Olivia to see. It's a ghost meter. I use them to activate a ghost. In a split second, one of the ghost meters went off. It startled Olivia, and she stood against the wall, arms pressed to her chest. It does that all the time. Doesn't that freak you out? No, why would it? I live with it every day. Olivia's brows rose. She continued her little journey around the room to find more answers. She'd seen some disturbing pictures that had smudges in them, just like from the books she had checked out earlier, and like the pictures she had found in her basement. She picked one up and peered closer and saw a white spot in the middle of it. She couldn't tell what it was, but it felt abnormal. She rubbed the spot with her finger, thinking it was dirt. But it wasn't. It didn't go away. She dropped the picture and took a step back. Why do you have pictures hanging from a rope? Because I don't like to touch them. An uneasy feeling shot through her body. Why? Because I see horrible things when I touch them. Like what? Things that you wouldn't be able to handle. Things that go bump in the night. When I have them up like this, I get better access to view them. It's easier to do it this way. I'm not just a psychic, Olivia. I'm also a paranormal researcher. Gina's brows wrinkled. How do you know that? Oh, Olivia smirked. I know you are, Gina. Gina's brows wrinkled. How do you know that? Because rumors get around in this town. People say you search for haunted houses or haunted places and you go solve them. And I'm sure you see all the equipment over there on the table. She pointed. Yes, you are right. Why aren't you with other people? I like to work by myself. I don't want to worry about other people's safety. If somebody gets pushed down the stairs or scratched on the back or neck, then I have to pay the price. And I don't want to do it. And I don't want to. I don't want to put anybody else in danger. Olivia sat there and cleared her throat. Do you really believe in ghosts, Gina? Sure I do. I see them every day. In fact, morning and night, in the afternoon, at dinner. It never stops, she explained. Lost souls come to me for help. I help spirits all the time. I'm a medium, so I don't have a choice. The air in the room became heavy and thick. It was hard to breathe. She tried to ignore it, but couldn't. I can connect and communicate with the deceased, meaning spirits of the dead. Gina sighed. I need to tell you something. I don't want to freak you out, but when you came in, I saw a mercury mist hovering above your head. Olivia was speechless. Her heart sank. It almost had an evil vibe to it. I felt a sharp pain enter my stomach, like someone had stabbed me in the gut as many times as they possibly could, with so much violence and hate that it wanted to torment the hell out of me. Olivia did not say a word. She didn't move. She didn't do anything. This was how she had felt for days. Right when my hand touched the cross, the pain went away, as if it had never been there at all. I know what you're going through. Please let me help you. I had a vision earlier. Okay, let's see. Of what? The dark shadows. I saw them crawling along the floor in the ceiling of your room. I saw them attack you. They're not shadow creatures, as you call them. Olivia sat up in the chair more and listened to what she had to say. Finally, there is somebody I can trust and talk to. Somebody that will listen to me and understand what I'm going through. Thank you, God. Then what are they? Demons. Olivia's eyes widened. Flashes from her dream of seeing the pentagram with the demon head in the middle flashed through her mind. Demons? What the heck? I saw you on the staircase crying. I'm sorry. She got up and handed Olivia her card. My number, address, and email is on it. You can call me whenever you want. Olivia stood and took the card. What do I do if I see the demons again? Ask it what it wants. A flashback shot through her mind of the demonic voice saying, she wants her soul just like the others. I already know what it wants. What? She wants my soul just like the others. Who's she? Olivia shrugged. I don't know. I never said her name. Don't be afraid of them. Face your fear. On the way home, Olivia moved her hand to her head, smoothing her hair out. That's weird. Why can't I feel anything? Gina had said there was a black mist here. A black mist there. If there was, then why can't I feel it? The taxi stopped in the driveway. She gave the man money and got out. She opened the door to the house, and the smell of spicy chicken tempted her nose. It smelled so good. Mom? Dad? She stepped into the kitchen and didn't see her mom. The chicken would burn. Walking over to the stove, she stopped, then lifted the lid. The chicken sizzled. Whoa, it isn't burnt. Olivia grabbed a spatula and moved it around. It smelled so good, her mouth watered. Mom, Dad, she called out, then put the lid back on the pan. Hello. She walked to the back porch door and stopped. Her mom and dad were sitting by the fire pit. They seemed okay. Olivia opened the door and stepped out. I'm back. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Her mom turned in the chair and smiled. Did you check out any books? Yes. Did you get the books you wanted? Olivia nodded. Yes. Did anything happen when I was gone? Her mom and dad gave each other a glance. No, her mom said. I cooked some chicken for you. Thank you. Olivia closed the door behind her, walked into the kitchen, and turned the stove off. She grabbed a plate, pulled the meat off, and made herself a chicken sandwich. She went into the living room, knelt down in front of the couch, then dumped all the books onto the coffee table and opened one of them. She slid her knee forward and hit something. What was that? She reached down and moved her hand along the floor. The tips of her fingers slid past something that was smooth and hard plastic. She grabbed it and pulled it out from beneath the table. It was a white bottle with a gold cross on it. Below the cross were the words, Holy Water. She peeked under the table and saw a cross and a Bible. She grabbed both and looked at them. Whoa, Gina must be really worried about me. I hope these work. Hearing the porch door opened, Hearing the porch door open, she put them back into the bag. Her mom came into the living room and stopped by the back of the couch. Olivia? Yes, Mom? Will you please go outside and water the flowers in the flower garden? Can I water them later? They probably need it now, Olivia. She paused, thinking if she could do anything else besides that, but nothing came. Okay, fine. Olivia closed all the books, piled them in her book bag, and took them upstairs. She stopped in the doorway, gawking, and then set them inside the room, and then hurried back downstairs. Olivia slipped on a pair of old shoes and a gardening hat, then went outside. From a distance, there were so many beautiful, colorful flowers. When she got closer, she noticed some of them were dead, probably because of the heat. It was hot today. Good thing the air conditioning was on in all the rooms. As she was outside in the heat, she pulled all the dead flowers that she could find, then wiped her forehead. She walked across the yard and pulled her shirt from her sweaty back. Gross. I hate sweating. She stopped at the side of the house and unrolled the hose. Before turning, a shape caught her attention, and there he was, the little boy, the one she had seen in her dreams. She dropped the hose and took 3 steps back. Her heart thudded hard against her chest. She couldn't move. She stood there staring at him with wide eyes. Who are you? What do you want? He said nothing but stood there staring at her. He had on the same outfit and shoes. Her hair was dark and he had brown eyes. He seemed real enough to reach out and touch him. He turned and ran around the corner of the house in a blink of an eye. No, wait, please come back. She hurried over to where he was standing and peeked around the corner. He wasn't there anymore. Why does he have to keep scaring me like that? Olivia didn't want to say anything to her mom or dad because they wouldn't believe her anyway. When the right time comes, she'll tell them. But for now, she'll wait. Okay. She hoped the little boy would come back so she could find out who he was and why she kept having dreams of him. He could give her all the answers she needed. She pulled the hose across the yard and sprayed all the flowers. All they need is some water, and they'll perk back up again. Water dripped from the petals to the ground, soaking up the dirt. Once she had finished, she rolled the hose back up, keeping an eye out for the little boy. Once the hose was rolled up, she looked out one last time, then headed back inside. The cold air met Olivia's warm skin. Ah, that feels good. To be continued. Oh my gosh, I really, really enjoyed that chapter. I had so much fun when I decided to add a new character, I wanted her to have to do something with, like, the paranormal. So, because, like, I needed someone that could help Olivia. I'm not saying that her mom and dad wouldn't help her, but her mom and dad isn't familiar to, like, ghosts and spirits. Like, Gina is. And when I thought of Gina's character, I had to really go into, like, her mindset, her backstory, and stuff like that. And then I realized that her older sister, Izzy, could possibly play a role in this series. I didn't realize it was going to be the last book in the series. So I was like, okay, so I had a lot of fun, you know, creating Gina's backstory. There is a lot more coming. This is not the only time that you will see Gina. Let me look. Okay, so the next chapter, okay, I'm not gonna say. Okay. So actually chapter 33 is when we get into Inga's head again. So Inga is the evil witch. So, and then, oh my gosh, I can't stop yawning. So anyways, I just had a lot of fun working on Gina's character, and we get to know her more and more and more through like each book. And because she is going to be playing a role that will help other characters, and I needed her to be very important to the story, so I just had so much fun with her character, and I'm really excited for you guys to either be with her in a chapter or get inside her head again, which I do relate with her in a lot of ways, not just personality, but like backstory and like traits and stuff like that. And I just got into her character so much that I actually forgot that the story isn't just about her. The story is actually from Olivia's point of view. So it took me about another whole year to just try to not be in Gina's head, but there would be times when I would be working on Olivia's character that Gina all of a sudden would just pop up in a chapter right out of the blue, and I'm just like, no, Gina, no, just wait over here and just let me finish Olivia first, please. So when I was writing this book, all my characters would tend to jump around, and I didn't want that to happen. And I know it sounds crazy, but I know they were just being themselves, and I just wanted the story to be like really good. So I had to keep track of all the characters. So what I did was I had to get a piece of paper and write down like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. And I would write down whose point of view it would be, what the chapter would be about. That was the only way that I could make sense of each chapter and make sense of each character. Which, when I was doing that, I was basically already almost done with the book, because it took me like 9 years to write the book, and it took me that long because I just kept changing things and adding things, and I'm like, if I want to get this book published, I need to just leave it as it is and just hope for the best. So when I was doing that, I was also thinking about like the second book. I can't remember when I actually first started working on the second book. I have a paper on my memory stick where I say what year, month, what else? I don't know. Just like when I first started it and when I ended it. So this book was a lot of fun, and I am very, very excited to start working on, to start reading the second book, which is called Awakened Evil. That's the second book in the series. We don't have very many chapters left. I mean, this is what we have. We have, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my gosh, there's 16 chapters left. Oh my gosh. 16. And I'm only on chapter 22. I think when I'm done reading this, it will be maybe the beginning or the end of August. And then October, the second book is like a little bit more, I don't want to say like really scary. I mean, see, the first book doesn't seem too scary. I mean, there were a couple things that were scary that happened already, but if you love to read paranormal books, but you don't like all that scary stuff, this is the book to probably be reading, because, like, I don't write those type of books where each chapter or each paragraph has a scary scene, because when you're writing a book, there has to be more than just something scary. And, like, scary books, it doesn't even have to be about, like, witches and demons and witchcraft. It doesn't. It could be about being on a boat, and then it ends up crashing at sea, and then you're surrounded on an island. I mean, that's pretty scary. A loved one could have cancer. That's scary. You could have a near-death experience. You could be inside a building. It could collapse. So, scary books, it doesn't always have to be like the paranormal, but you know, I like writing that. It's a lot of fun. And I've had people already tell me that I shouldn't be writing it, but I'm like, the only time you should ever worry about me is if I'm in the bedroom doing seances, which that'll never happen. And I have a close relationship with God and Jesus, and I pray every day. I read the Bible every day. I think I'm pretty secure. You know, God knows that I would never do anything dangerous, like playing with the Ouija board or tempting spirits and stuff like that. So I think I'm in good hands, but I do appreciate everybody's, you know, warnings or whatever. But anyways, I just love Gina's character so much. It's funny because when I first wrote the book, I always would say Alivia. I was halfway writing the book, and I'm like, oh, Olivia's my favorite character. I love her character. And then halfway through, I realized I needed another character, which was Gina. And when I finally figured out who she was and understood her personal traits and her backstory and stuff like that, and what she wanted to be, I realized, like, okay, she is my favorite character. I love everything about her. So I'm very excited for you guys to get to know her more through the upcoming chapters. I enjoyed writing her, and I hope you guys enjoy her character when you read it. So if you guys missed any live readings, you can definitely go to either my Facebook page or you can go to my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to my channel if you want, and you can like my Facebook page if you want. And I would love for you guys to go. I don't know where I see a lot of authors that are asking people to do the 5 stars and leave a review. I don't know where you guys can do that. I'm thinking on Amazon. When you go to Amazon, just type in Ashley Level, and then all of my books will pop up, and the book is $15 on Amazon, and it's the same price if you buy them from me. So, anyways, this is what happens. After I get done reading, I just talk and talk and talk, and then I can't stop. So, but I guess I'm going to leave it off here. I'm going to close it here. So, but you guys can still ask me questions about the chapters or the characters or the plot or whatever you want. You can type what you liked about the book, and I will get back to those messages as soon as possible. So yeah, so tomorrow I am doing farmers market up here on the square in my hometown, Knoxville, Iowa, from 8 o'clock to 12. And then I'm going to Ald Park from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. There's like a, what was it called that Lita told me? Oh crap, I forgot. If she was watching this right now, she would message me it on right now. I don't know. It's like a fundraiser, I think. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm so sorry. But it starts from 10 to 2, so at the Ald Park, you can, tomorrow. I will be there set up at a table where I'm going to show kids how to do the